Today on the channel, we're back out with another Marvel Legends 2-pack. This time, one of my all-time favorites from the Punisher War Journal. We got the Punisher, and we got the Bushwacker.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today on the channel we got the Punisher and we've got Bushwacker. But for all your Punisher Bushwacker 2-pack needs, make sure you're hitting up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15%. Gotta get a deal out there. jaystoysandgames.com. And of course we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. Love, love, love the packaging on this one. Love the Punisher War Journal. I still remember back when I was a little kid. I might have been in 4th grade, 5th grade, maybe possibly somewhere in there. And I had a buddy. And of course we all had buddies back then, especially on the old playground. But we had buddies and we would trade comic books a lot. You know, you'd read one and give it to your buddy. He'd buy a different comic, trade it back and forth. I remember we made a great trade one time, and I got the Punisher War Journal issue #1, and I was very excited about that, as I really liked the Punisher as a little kid. It was like something I'd never seen before in comic books. Comic books in the 80s and 90s weren't like the comic books of today, where really anything goes in a lot of different comic books. Not all of them, but some of the other ones. And the Punisher really felt like the most gritty and violent Marvel Legends comic at the time. I knew the Punisher, but until I started reading the War Journal and the regular Punisher series, didn't really know the Punisher. And then I got to know him starting off with that War Journal, and the rest was history. And I've enjoyed the Punisher in action figure, TV, video games, action figures, comic books, everything basically Punisher. Ever since, I've enjoyed the Punisher. He's been one of my favorites. And we don't get a ton of Punisher figures. I'm actually shocked we don't get more Punisher figures from Marvel Legends. We'll compare it to some of the ones we've had recently over the last couple of years. But I feel like this 2-pack is amazing. As you get Bushwacker, maybe a CD level character. So first time in the line, great to get that. But you also get a Punisher, which a lot of people need a Punisher in their collection, or want more Punishers in their collection. So this is a very fun 2-pack. Could possibly be the 2-pack of the year from Marvel Legends here. But let's dive into it. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's up with Punisher and Bushwacker. Love the black packaging. Love the War Journal right down here. This one's loaded. All kinds of weapons and hands. There's a lot going on in this 2-pack. Where you compare this to the Rogue Destiny 2-pack, same price point. How can you say that one is the same price point as this, with so much extra involved in this one here? Very weird pricing on the Hasbro team, as this feels like you get a lot of bang for your buck on this one here. Marvel Legends up top as well. Little comic art of the two right there. Got the old skull of the Punisher there. I need to get a new Punisher skull shirt. I've had one forever. I need to get a new one, as it kind of wore out, so I had to throw it away. But I'll add that to the to-do list. Got a little bit of blurb on the side. Got some comic book covers as well. I think those are made-up comic book covers, if I'm not mistaken, or reimagined versions right there. Let's see what it says about the two right here. A rogue assassin known as Bushwacker is on a mission to eliminate all mutants when he clashes with the crime-fighting vigilante Punisher. Of course, Frank Castle right there. Very, very cool, though. And a Bushwacker, most Bushwackers I know come from New Zealand, as we know as well. Punisher background right there. And sometimes they call me the Bushwacker as well. I was doing a little bushwhacking this morning, if you know what I mean. Looking good right there is the old Bushwacker and the Punisher, looking nice in the plastic prison. And like I said, loaded for bear. We got all kinds of weapons going on. Frank Castle should have weapon after weapon. Absolutely love it. Would love to see a Punisher van. I hope Marvel Legends team, that would be a great one to add one of the days for maybe a HasLab project or one of those pre-order projects they do, kind of like the Dragon Man. Would absolutely love to see that in the future. A lot of people might say, hey, go to Ramen Toys. Ramen Toys, of course, selling the recoil van, I believe is what it's called. Not quite the same thing, but I guess could work in a pinch if that is your thing as well. So there are some options for vans, but I would like to see an official Hasbro Punisher van in the future. So we'll see if that does happen in the future, I guess. Let me get these guys out. I appreciate no twist ties in this as well. No twist ties to be had. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. We got a lot of stuff going on in this set right here. And I guess we'll start off with the Bushwacker first, since he's got less kind of stuff going on. We got the Bushwacker. He's straight out of New Zealand eating sardines, and whoa, Cousin Butch. He's doing that kind of stuff, I'm sure. I'm sure he is. But we do get extra hands with him. Wait a minute here. What are we doing here? Is this how this works? I guess, does his hand fit in here? Where does this hand go? Is this, oh, there you go, just like that. So this does come off. You can put this hand in here. So you can have kind of a regular version of the Bushwacker, or you can plug this in as an extra hand. I guess I wasn't aware that's the way it went there, but I like that. I like that a whole lot. Choose your own adventure, but who is not using this mutated hand over here? You got to be using that hand, but we do get a little trigger hand over there if need be. We also get a crazy finger. This is a big old ultimate, hey, pull my finger. It looks like something out of like a gag gift or a magician or something might have, but you do get a little firing out there. You can fire out of his finger. Would have been nice to have an effect piece with this one, and I guess we've got enough effect pieces through different Marvel Legends. You could grab one of those to put in here, but very cool one-off sculpt of a hand here for Bushwacker, looking good. And I guess you do get this little explosive. This could go with Punisher, this could go with Bushwacker, this could go wherever you want it to be, but a nice little effect piece here, looking very nice. But now we're going to dive into the Bushwacker himself. Looking very cool. Of course, he's a mutant that hates mutants, if I'm not mistaken. Got a little Two-Face going on there on the one side. He looks kind of like a young Harvey Dent here, all scarred up and stuff. The other side looking a little bit normal. Got a flat top I could set my grandpa's watch to, looking very good. But then he's got that old school 80s rat tail braid down the end. We all knew that kid back in the 80s and 90s that had the rat tail, and sometimes they would take it an extra step and they would bead that thing up or braid it up. Man, that was a wild power move. I thought it was a dorky move at the time. Now looking back many years later, I said, boy, that kid was pulling out those power moves. I just didn't know it. Like a young Lando Calrissian with his cape, somebody with a high collar. You thought they looked goofy. No. They were playing power moves before you understood what a power move was, and that's where the rat tail went in, if you ask me there. But a good-looking mangled face all the way down to the neck as well. And speaking of high collars, he's popping that collar once again. It's like a 80s or 90s school bully is what he's doing right there. Got the blue shirt with the little black piping around it, looking good. Down to some straight-up blue jeans down below. Got a belt going on. Pretty bare arms for the most part. Got the mutated arm, got the regular arm, got the trigger hand over here once again. Really like this like honeycomb, bee-comb type thing over here. Looking very, very wild. And we saw this figure for the first time, if I'm not mistaken, at San Diego Comic-Con. But man, he looks good. And it's a one-off character we've never received before. I love a deep-cut character. Give us more first time in the line, guys, because we get a lot of X-Men. We get a lot of Wolverines. I get it. They move things. They move the needle. But we need more characters like this. I want everybody to have a figure. It really helps build out your collection, as we do know. That being said, a guy like Punisher doesn't get enough figures, so I'm here for that as well. But let's run through the articulation here real quick. No butterfly shoulders on this one. Arms all the way around. Bicep cut. Double-jointed pinless elbows. You know those are the hits I want to be played with. Got the trigger hand, the up and down hinge looking good right there. Head back and forth, side to side. Ab crunch. Waist articulation. Big old bushwhacking splits if you need them. Legs do go up. Thigh cut. Double-jointed pin knees. Ankles back, forth, side to side, up and down. Usual Marvel Legend articulation right there for the old Bushwacker. And he should fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. What do you know? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Make sure you get the Mattel stand, though. I will say that. So Bushwacker looking really good. Really good. Beat my expectations. Had pretty high expectations. Like this figure a whole lot. But now we get into the main event. We get into the Punisher himself. And we're going to start with some of the hands here for the Punisher. As we do get the two hands here, he's going to say, go, move that way. Or he's going to say, smell my finger. Or he's going to do one of these. Or he's going to do one of these. You never know what he might be up to. Hey, shooter, what's going on? But we do get that hand there. We get two fists of fury. Got to have those for the Punisher. When your guns don't work anymore, comes down to the old school fisticuffs is what it comes down to. Then once again, we get the up-down hinge right there. Trigger finger hand. Got to have that. Matches the other one. He's going to go like a young Judas Priest, all guns blazing with two fisting some of these guns right here. Now, the guns are interesting. We do get one grenade right here. One lone grenade. I guess that's all you need. You just pop that bad boy and you throw it. Do a little skyhook Jabbar style and you win the war. That's what happens there. Vietnam, of course, with the Punisher. But we do get multiple weapons here, and these could go to the Punisher, but you can also use them for Bushwacker. So you got to choose your own gun adventure at the end of the day. But we got the big old machine gun. This looks like something right out of the Valaverse. This looks like one of the Valaverse weapons to me. Black everywhere. Got the scope on the top there. The handle or the butt end of the gun, I guess, in a tan color. Looking good. Big machine gun. We're here for that. Little side piece, little pistol action here. Nice little gun, a little, not a revolver, I don't know what you call it. A Beretta? Is it a Beretta? I don't know my guns, you know that. But we got this going on. We do get a little machine gun action here, always here. And I always think of the Punisher with a machine gun like this. So this will definitely be on the Punisher for me. All in a grayish black. And then we do get a little, is this a submachine gun? Is it an Uzi? But we do get one of these. Reminds me of Firefly and G.I. Joe. He had one of these for a while as well. Magazine's not removable. That's only for G.I. Joe brand, apparently, here. But a lot of different weapons for Bushwacker or Frank Castle. The Punisher, choose your own adventure, as we say all the time. But now we're diving into the Punisher. And I think was the last Punisher figure... I think the last one was the one that came with the motorcycle. Before that, maybe the Walgreens exclusive. It's been way too long for Punisher figures. Seems very strange to me. Would love to see a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Punisher wave. I would love to see something like that in the future as well. I think there's meat on the bone for the Punisher they're not diving into. We do get two head sculpts on the Punisher. First one, very stereotypical Punisher. Got a little 5 o'clock shadow going on. A little bit of that Rambo headband. I think we've seen that in white. We've seen that in red in the past. White on this one here. Got the hair going over the top and a very stoic, angry, my family's all been murdered kind of look to him here. He's like a young Paul Kersey from Death Wish is what he's like in some ways. Looking good in the head sculpt. Second head, I'm not probably going to end up using this one here. He's got a lot of emotion, and I do like that. I love the yin and yang between the two heads, but this mouth looks a little crazy to me. It's like too much, where it almost doesn't look like he's human. It almost looks like he's mutated or something like that. I don't know, but man, those teeth are showing, that tongue's out there. Got the same kind of hair going on, of course. No bandana on this one, 5 o'clock shadow. Both these heads playing all those human hits with the two eyes, the two ears, the nose, and the mouth, and the tongue too. How about that? Nobody turns down a little bit of tongue, do they? I don't know. But looking good as far as the Punisher goes, and this looks different, feels different from other Punisher figures of the past. We'll roll some of those out later on in this video here. But black bodysuit throughout. He's ready to go. We got the Punisher skull in the chest. Once again, ready to go. Got a little vest over the top, a little tactical unit vest there. A couple of bullets ready to go if he needs those for whatever reason. Utility belt, you got to have that if you're a Punisher. You can store his little side piece here on the side of his thigh, of course, so there's some extra storage there. Trigger hand over here, and then you got kind of a splayed out hand, maniacal hand over on this side. I will be switching this one out for trigger hand. I want him to have two guns blazing is what I want to have the Punisher with in this one here. But all black everywhere, all the way down to the boots, of course. Arms all the way around for us. Butterfly shoulder, absolutely love that. Bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows, how about that? We also, I thought for a second, got forearm articulation. There's a weird cut through the forearm. It is not articulation, though. Hands removable back forth, side to side. Head removable back forth, side to side. Ab crunch. Got a little bit of ab crunch. Hula hoop combo plus. No traditional waist on this one here. But a good movement there. Now, he is black and white. He does got the black and white paint. That is one of the hardest colors to kind of make good, as you do see bleeding through sometimes. This looks pretty good for the most part for me here. He does got, of course, black down low, nothing else going on, but he does got the big old Punisher splits. No drop down hips, but we do get thigh cut. Double jointed pinless knees, once again. Boot cut, ankles back forth, side to side, up and down. The usual Marvel articulation. Man, a good Punisher figure. Have to think this might be in my top 10 figures of the year. Bushwacker could possibly be in that list as well. I really like this 2-pack a whole lot. A fun one. One that doesn't feel like a cash grab. Feels like something we need. Bringing a heavy hitter A+ character back into the mix with a deep cut villain that everybody wants as well. I just think this is a perfect 2-pack. I would love to see more things like this in the future from the Marvel Legends team here. But he fits perfectly right there on a stand. And you can see that Bushwacker towering over the Punisher as well. But we've got other Punishers over the years. This was my figure of the year. Was it 2022 possibly for Marvel Legends? Love the Punisher on bike, and you could easily put this guy on the bike as well if you wanted to. And you can mix the heads around, do all kinds of stuff. Really use your imagination. If that is your thing, it's not necessarily my thing, but it is a possibility here. Maybe you pop this armored head off, you put this screaming one on this head. You can do that if you want to. You can choose your own adventure, as we always say here on the channel. We got this one. Was this a fan channel exclusive back in the day? Little face paint for the Punisher. Always cool as well. Pop this head off. Put one of these heads on there if you want to do that. Change it up. Mix it up. And then we got this one. I think this was kind of like the throwback Toy Biz packaging, maybe, possibly. This is almost like Punisher first appearance, how he first was back in the Spider-Man comic way back in the day. Really like this Punisher as well. This is one of those ones that I think could use a good upgrade. Love an early version of the Punisher. Would not be shocked to see the next Punisher figure to be part of the Spider-Man animated series wave. We got that Toy Biz figure way back when. We also had him in that cartoon series, so I could see them putting him in that series somewhere along the way. Maybe even repainting this one or doing something like that. Be interesting to keep your eyes to that, but it would probably look more akin to this one over here. But there it is, Punisher and Bushwacker. A fun pack. Don't sleep on this pack. Definitely worth the pickup if you ask me. Absolutely love this pack. Let me know, though, your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you love this pack? Is this pack for you? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day. Between both YouTube channels, 4 videos every single day. And even more on Patreon. Check it out. Link in the description down below. ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads. And on Instagram. So for the Punisher and the Bushwacker 2, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.